So I really want to smoke right now. And usually I would tell you guys an unhinged fact about me, but instead tonight I am telling you an unhinged fact about my son Cam. And this is the most unhinged fact about my son. So if you knew Cam, Cam was the fucking coolest dude in the entire world. Ask anybody. He just left a mark on this world. Well, Cam had this ability of finding local talent in Nashville. Here, he would find rappers. He made lots of friends with a lot of different local rappers. He ended up smoking weed with Jelly Roll, and they stayed in contact, and Jelly ended up paying for all of Cam's funeral expenses. So he just had that ability. Well, he had found this rapper and had been following him, and this rapper is still a friend to me. And he had, Cam's memorial in his podcast. But Cam came to me and said, "Hey, look, Noah and Braden are two of Cam's four best friends." He said, this rapper is going to have this little video shoot at this small Airbnb in Nashville, actually in Antioch, which is a really rough part of town where we live. And, we're going to take the van and we're going to go. It's just like a small little thing. And I was like, cool. Whatever. I trust these kids. I trust my son. Cam was 18. The other two were 17. So they're gone all day long. And all throughout the day, Cam is texting me saying, he's like, we're having fun. We're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I trust my kid. Plus, Cam was completely confined to a wheelchair. So remember that. Just remember that he's completely confined to a wheelchair. Well, about 8 p.m. that night, Noah, who was driving the van and is basically my son, walks in the door and goes, Mama Kay, Braden is drunk and he's trying to unload Cam out of the van without using the ramps. And I'm like, so Braden, who is the most amazing husband, father, everything, was a punk ass little kid at 17 years old. So I go outside and Braden has got his button up shirt upside down. So the arms are down here. He's wearing a halter top basically. And he's trying to get my son, who's confined to a wheelchair, out of the van without ramps. And I said, Braden, give me your keys, go to the guest room, go to sleep. So I get Cam unloaded and he rolls past me. And right as he rolls past me, he goes, and he burps. And I went, and he said, I just had one shot. And immediately Noah said, I got to go home. Hopped in. Usually I could not get Noah out of my house. Noah's gone. So he said it was a party. Braden, he convinced someone to give him some alcohol. He got drunk and he got sick, blah, blah, blah. All down the side of my van. Like, it was horrible. So about a week later, I'm at work. Now, at the time, I worked for the Gideons International, which is where the company that puts Bibles in hotels. Again, remember this piece of information. My daughter had a job at a local boutique here in town, and both of my kids graduated from the local high school here. So I get a friend request from my son. Well, what's interesting about that is that my son and I were already friends on Facebook. And this person had no profile picture, but they were friends with my boss at the Gideons, our pastor, as well as my daughter's boss, the high school principal, all the high school teachers, coaches, everybody in our small town, everybody. And there's just one video, and it's a video of my son getting twerked on at a mansion in Antioch. Now, I do have proof of the video, but I look at it and they are throwing money. There are strippers. There are half-naked women gyrating on my son as he sits confined to a wheelchair. I see something on the footrest of his wheelchair, and I think that's barbecue sauce because my son loves chicken wings. Nope. Pretty sure it was Hennessy. Yeah. So he immediately knows about it and he calls his sister. And she said, you better hope Mom doesn't see. Well, of course, I call Cam and I said, you got something to tell me? And he said, you don't understand. He promised me 20 twerks and I only got 10. That was his defense. When I tell you, we used to go to the mall here in Rivergate Mall and people go, 20 twerks. He was known. By the time I got the video, it had over 1 million views on YouTube. The number one comment about my baby boy who's confined to a wheelchair was, that's the most ratchet Make-A-Wish I've ever seen. Cam will forever be known as 20 twerks. He will never, ever live that down. Now, if you want to see the video, let me know. Bye.